Happy Friday to you, and thanks so much for joining us tonight on UpNorthLive Unscripted. And boy, what a busy week it's been for winter weather. Now today, finally, a little break. It was the first day in what feels like a very long time where we didn't see much snow at all, relatively, compared to what we've seen the past couple of days. Trevor, will this kind of quieter winter trend continue into the weekend?
Well, for half of it at least. Half of it, I would say. We will get some snow tomorrow, especially in the afternoon, but I don't think we're going to get that much, especially when you compare it to how much some of the lake effect regions have been getting recently. I don't think we'll see that much. I think the majority of our snow will be in the eastern upper, maybe another 3 to 5 inches possible, maybe a little more if you're in an isolated spot where there's heavier snow. So I wouldn't say that we're going to be completely quiet, but I mean, it's a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
I get people telling me all the time, it's like, are we ever going to not get snow? It feels like there's snow literally every day.
Yep.
I think we have had snow, I think, literally every day for maybe at least 3 straight weeks now. At least the entirety of January.
Certainly feels like
I
it.
will talk about the majority of our weekend and also next week, which looks very typical late January, early February weather. We got snow chances every day of the week. It's still cold. So I'll talk about all those things and show you what we're expecting in just a few minutes.
Alrighty, thanks, Trevor. And all the snow we've been getting has made for perfect conditions for all of our snowmobiles out there. And with more than 6,500 miles of snowmobile trails across the entire state, with all the snow we've been getting, I'm sure a lot of folks around northern Michigan will indeed be hitting the trails this weekend. And while snowmobiling is a very fun activity, it can be dangerous, and in some cases it can be deadly. The DNR reported last year there were actually 4 snowmobile deaths, and the DNR says that speed and alcohol were contributing factors. Now, we caught up with some of the agents who lay down the law, but more importantly, they're just out on these trails trying to make sure everyone stays safe. Here is UpNorthLive's Daniel Zivian with that story.
It's a full day's job. Maybe you'll get an hour at the station, then it's back out again. You can't bring much, only what can fit in the back of the sled.
Ticket book, extra gloves, there's some first aid pieces in here, extra radio, and my partner in his box has a PBT, a breathalyzer, in case we have to test somebody for drunk driving.
Emmett County Sheriff Matt Lerstein says for his patrol agents, pulling someone over is not always about enforcement, but more about imparting valuable lessons on safety.
Especially if you're not from the area, sometimes these trails, even though they're a straight line, they can have some twists and turns in them. Speeds that are excessive are going to cause accidents. And so we just, again, we're out there educating, letting them know that they need to have the proper safety equipment, trail permits.
It's a lot of just common sense stuff, just no different than driving around in a car. Just keep safe, be mindful of the other people on the trails, and have fun with it.
Both Antrim and Emmett counties have just 2 or 3 agents for around 100 miles of trail each.
This is right about where we want to be. We do have what we call our recreational division. They cover snowmobile, marine, and ORV. They're full-time certified law enforcement officers.
It would be nice to be able to have more, but these guys make it happen, and they work weekends and weekdays. The more the merrier, though. It's always better to have some more coverage.
Daniel Zivian, UpNorthLive News.
And if you are going out on the trails, there are a few safety tips to always keep in mind. So, of course, always wear a helmet. Keep a safe distance from the rider in front of you. Remember that trails do have two-way traffic. Ride at a safe speed and always ride sober. Well, there is another outdoor winter activity happening this weekend that a lot of people will probably be taking part in. So Timber Ridge RV and Recreation Resort in Grand Traverse County is hosting their annual Bigfoot Snowshoe 5K and 10K race tomorrow. So 300 to 400 participants on average are expected to race the event. And in the past couple years, they haven't had enough snow. We all recall the past couple milder winters, and that had led to not the best conditions on the trails. But with all of the recent snowfall, Timber Ridge says that the conditions are set to be better than ever this year.
I think this year has been really nice if you're a winter lover. The cold, the snow, something we've been missing a lot these last couple years, and it's exciting to be able to be out in it and have some fun.
And if you do want to participate in the race tomorrow, you do have to register. So you can do that the day of the race. You just have to be there by 8:30 to register. And you can also register online by going to runsnow.com. So between our stories about snowmobiling and snowshoeing and just all the winter weather we've been having, we want to know, when we have this much snow in the winter, What do you prefer to do? Do you tend to stay active outdoors, or do you like to stay inside during the winter? So scan the QR code on your screen right now. That'll take us to our website, UpNorthLive.com, where you can vote. Right now we have 142 votes, and indoors is currently leading, but we will continue to keep an eye on those live results as more of you vote. We will look at them at the end of the show and also read some of your comments. Okay, we have a great story that our anchor and reporter Mark Gillette worked on today. So he talked with a family that wanted to do something as kind of one last way to honor their mother who passed away right before Thanksgiving. And this family's mother loved garage sales, and she had a lot of things. So this family decided that they were going to have a garage sale to get rid of all of their mother's things, and all of those things in the garage sale will be free. So here is Mark Gillette with that full story.
She would have wanted this. She was the garage sale queen. She's known for giving garage sales, and she would have loved me doing this.
Deb Johnson is running around today, getting set for a garage sale at the home where her mom, Elma Lease, used to live.
In this house, oh, by probably 30 years.
Elma passed away around Thanksgiving.
Very, very strong woman. Very independent, very stubborn. Knew what she wanted and don't try to change her mind. Not always easy, but I loved her terribly.
Elma's gone, but her stuff, the things that filled her house for 3 decades, still here.
Just the other day when I was thinking, what are we going to do? Talking to my brother and sister, they live in North Carolina, and saying, how are we going to get rid of all this stuff?
They had an estate sale, but a lot of things remained.
Oh boy, pictures, kitchen things, dishes, bedding, you name it. A little bit of everything.
And so the family came up with a plan.
We're giving away all that's left of my mom's stuff after the estate sale.
Yep, a garage sale where every item is free.
No catch. No. Come and take it. Please take it. We want you to have it, and we want you to enjoy it, and, hopefully get something of my mom's.
It clears out the house so they can sell it.
I don't want to haul all this stuff. I don't know where to put it.
But perhaps more importantly, it's what Mom would have wanted. A garage sale, which she always liked, to help those in need by generously sharing what she had.
Really happy. She would love that. Yeah.
And the garage sale is taking place tomorrow, January 25th, from 11 a.m. until 2:30. Oh, there I am. Hello. The address is 979 South Forest Drive in Traverse City. We have that information on our website as well. It is first come, first serve, but the family is asking not to show up early and just be mindful of neighbors and traffic flow when you do park. So again, head to our website, UpNorthLive.com, for all of the information on the garage sale happening tomorrow. Our next story takes us down to Frankenmuth, where a teacher there is now $25,000 richer after receiving a national award. So the Milken Family Foundation is awarding Luke Canine a check to recognize all of his hard work in the classroom. And the cool thing about this story is Luke showed up to school today having no idea that this was going to happen, that he was going to come to school and then leave $25,000 richer. So Kyle Macon has the full story.
Award goes to
Mr. Luke Canine.
In a packed gymnasium at E.F. Rittmuller Middle School, Luke Canine received $25,000 for winning the Milken Educator Award. It was a complete surprise to both him and his supporters. Luke works as a PE and Spanish teacher for 6th through 8th grade students. He joins 3,000 other teachers who have won this award since 1987.
This wouldn't be possible without the teachers I had, the coworkers in this building, and all of you and all the students that came before you. Honored, and I'm just shocked, but thank you.
Still feeling like this was just a dream, Canine called his parents to share the big news.
Congratulations, honey. We're proud of you.
Yeah, I love you guys.
Love you too, baby.
The award comes from the Milken Family Foundation, which honors early to mid-career teaching professionals for their past achievements and future promise.
He also teaches them about how to spot healthy food choices and how to read labels, which if you're not a nutrition expert is quite difficult.
Luke can spend the $25,000 award on anything, but he doesn't have any plans yet.
I will say I'm a kids first person, and it would be cool to, some of the ideas I have to share that with them. They got me in this position standing in front of all of you right now.
And that was Kyle Macon reporting. Now, the Milken Family Foundation does not accept nominations for teachers, but instead they will reach out to you directly. And they'll be back in action next week, awarding another $25,000 to a teacher who's been going above and beyond in the classroom. Well, by now, I'm sure most of you know from watching our broadcast that January is indeed National Blood Donor Month. But the winter weather has caused a shortage in donations. The weather has led to hundreds of cancellations. So we are hosting a blood drive next week to try to help get more donations. It'll be Wednesday at the UpNorthLive studios. You just saw some video from the past blood drive we hosted. Our last one was in October, when 23 pints of blood was collected, and you can give blood every 8 weeks. So those of you who did donate during our last blood drive in October, you can still schedule for this drive as well. Now, the January blood drive, which is happening again next Wednesday, will be the 10th blood drive that we have hosted at UpNorthLive since 2020. We've collected a total of 174 pints, and that equates to saving 522 lives. So if you are interested in donating, all the information is on your screen right now. We do still have some openings for next Wednesday. It looks like right now we have 5 spots left for whole blood. They all are after 4 p.m. And we do have 5 spots open for double red cell donations as well. So you saw all the details on your screen there. And for more on that, head to our website, UpNorthLive.com. Might have one more story for you. What do you think, Shay? All right, so we have a story coming from our national news desk. Jeff Harris spoke with a victim who lost their home in one of the wildfires happening in California. So here is Jeff with that story.
As soon as he looked outside, he knew that the fire was getting much worse. His name is Smith Lightheart, and he lives in Castaic, California, with his wife and 1-year-old daughter. They were forced to evacuate on Wednesday, not knowing what they would come back to. Wednesday morning, Smith Lightheart watched from his balcony as smoke from the Hughes fire made its way towards his home, ash falling from the sky.
So we go to the window on the opposite side of the house, and we just see that plume of smoke.
Just minutes later, Lightheart says they were told to evacuate.
I was shaking, honestly. You know, we're putting stuff in bags, and I'm a little short of breath, and my hands are a little shaky.
Racing around the house, doing one last check, Lightheart tells us it was hard not to think about what was being left behind, especially his daughter's belongings.
Looking at what she has and just thinking, you know, is she not going to have this stuffed animal anymore, you know, as inconsequential as that might be. It was just, that was sort of racing through my brain the whole time.
On the road, this is what it looked and sounded like. Driving out of the neighborhood. To Lightheart's left, you can see the dark plumes of smoke creeping closer.
I was just looking back at the smoke, just wondering if it was getting closer to our house.
His wife trying to calm everyone down with her voice.
She was singing Psalms the whole time we were getting packed. She was singing Psalm 23 over and over again. The Lord is my shepherd.
For the night, they went to a friend's, trying to stay positive, but not knowing if their home was going to make it.
We got out with the people, and that's what matters. And at this point, we can't do anything about it if it's going to take a turn for the worse.
But it did, and this morning they got the green light to come back.
Slowly coming around to acknowledging that yes, we are going to be fine. Our house is going to be fine. We can go back home.
Now, Lightheart also wanted to give some thanks to firefighters who worked so quickly to keep everyone, including his own family, safe. And progress is being made right now. Thousands, just like Lightheart, have their evacuation orders lifted earlier today. I'm Jeff Harris reporting from Washington.
Just more devastating images and videos coming out of all those California wildfires. Just a reminder that we do have links on our website, UpNorthLive.com, if you do want to help with any donations. We are partnering with Sinclair Cares to provide essential relief to those on the ground in California. All of that information is on our website, UpNorthLive.com. We're going to take one quick commercial break, but we'll be right back in just a few minutes with much more on your weekend forecast. Stay with us.
I'm Jada Johnson from Big Boys TV, and the Fish and Game Report is sponsored by Johnson's Propane.
We have finally made it to the weekend, and if you have any outdoor plans this weekend or maybe you're traveling, well, Trevor Robideau has your forecast so you know what to expect before heading outside or hitting the road. Hey, Trevor.
Yep, and we've got some more snow back in the forecast for at least part of tomorrow, not the entirety. It won't snow all day, but we do have some more snow back in the forecast, and go figure, right? We just can't get enough.
Yeah.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, the Climate Prediction Center did say that we would have more snow than average this year, and it looks like they were right.
Yep.
So we'll take a look live over the entirety of the nation, a pretty big picture, just to see, I mean, pretty quiet around the majority of the nation. Even in the south that had the generational, like probably once-in-a-lifetime snowstorm is now quiet as well. And there's one spot in the Midwest getting some passing snow this evening. That's where parts of Minnesota and entering Wisconsin this evening. That is heading our way, and it'll be our system weather that'll give us some more snow tomorrow. For the remainder of tonight, we're not expecting anything major. It'll stay quiet, a few flurries around, but it's overnight tonight when this system will arrive. So you can see this is past midnight, 1:45 a.m. tonight, going into tomorrow morning. A quick round of snow that'll impact mostly the western side of the northern lower and then across the bridge into the eastern upper and towards the straits. So you may, if you're waking up towards the straits, tip of the mitt across the eastern upper around the bridge, you may see a few flurries, maybe a few snow showers in the morning. It will have a dry spell later in the afternoon or later in the morning, the late morning into the early afternoon. And then past the afternoon, past lunch hour, towards the evening, we will get a second round of snow from this system that'll develop just west of I-75, it looks like, and then give portions of the east a chance for some snow, followed by some brief lake effect snow showers on Sunday morning. A few chances for some sun here and there, but otherwise it looks like we'll be cloudy again tomorrow as well. Snowfall forecast, there it is. So this is overnight into tomorrow morning. Again, areas close to Lake Michigan will get probably around an inch or so from this passing system, and across the eastern upper maybe like an inch or two. And then over the course of the entirety tomorrow into Sunday morning, I think as a general rule in the northern lower 1 to 3 inches, some areas maybe a little more. And then in the eastern upper, I think more like 3 to 5 inches, potentially a little more than that. Sault Ste. Marie is forecasted for 7 inches right now. They may or may not get, some surrounding areas around there may get around that much. Current ice concentration, this is the most ice we've had in quite a few years. And at this point, we still have a lot more to gain as well. The maximum ice cover for the entirety of last year was 17%, and now we're at 23.2. Some ice building in Whitefish Bay. The majority of our ice is right across the straits or along the bridge. And then Lake Huron and Lake Michigan are both still developing some ice, but there is some developing ice along the shorelines. Another look at this, I wanted to show the drought monitor as well because you wouldn't expect this with the amount of snow that we've had recently, but there's actually a lot of areas in the northern lower, particularly east of I-75, towards Alpena, Alcona, Ogama counties, Iosco counties, that are actually in severe drought. So we'll keep an eye on that. Tip Uptown forecast for that if you're going outside in Holt Lake tomorrow and Sunday. Nice weekend. Beware of some wind. And then tonight, 8 to 16, mostly cloudy with some flurries. Tomorrow, again, the chance or so, mainly after the afternoon, and also a very windy tomorrow as well. The remainder of the week looks pretty quiet. Still some snow chances around, also a little bit cooler.
All right, thanks so much, Trevor. Stick around, you folks watching at home. We'll be right back with sports in a few minutes. You may have heard of the Flynn family from Harbor Springs because they are basically basketball royalty in the Harbor Springs area. So John Flynn broke 2,000 career points as a high schooler down the road in Petoskey. He then met his wife playing basketball in college. Now they're both varsity head coaches for two top 10 ranked teams, where senior Olivia Flynn just scored over 2,000 points, and junior Brendan is well on his way. So all four, the entire Flynn family, little tongue twister there, joined our sports director Harrison Beebe for this edition of Jimmy John's Sports Corner.
For the kids, you guys grew up with this mom and dad, obsessed with the sport. Just curious, was there any other option for you to play outside of basketball?
When I was younger, they put me in like everything possible. And then basketball just kind of stuck around, and we were always in the gym, and I just fell in love with it.
Sometimes when they coach, it's tough and they can be hard on us, but it really shows how much they love us and care for us, and it helps us just be better every day.
John and I just kept playing in the gym when we were younger, and we'd bring them with us, and they'd pick up a ball, and they'd start shooting and passing and dribbling, and they just came to love it. So it's really great that we can do this together as a family.
It's nice when you're on TV and you score 2,000 points or you set a record, but a lot of people don't understand that you also get the 5:30 in the morning knock on your bedroom door saying, hey, Dad, Mom, can you put us through a workout? Or, you know, you wake up to the ball dribbling outside on the cement and you're worried that your neighbors might call you and say, hey, tell Brayden to stop dribbling outside. You know, all the little things that go into it, that's what these guys have done.
I didn't know my dad really scored 2,000 points until like more recently, and he was also kind of just like, hey, like, you keep working hard, like, good, like, things are gonna happen.
Well, and Brayden, for you, now you're on deck. If the runway goes as it should, you're gonna have a real crack at it next year. What does that mean to you to join that elusive club with your dad and your sister one day?
All the work that I've been putting in, it's nice to know that it's showing off, but we still got a ways to go. But I like to not focus my attention on points and scoring. What I really want to do is just win the conference, win a district, go to regionals, quarterfinals, maybe even the Breslin. But yeah, once you see the historical marks, that really means a lot and is something that's in the back of my mind every day.
Salon services are furnished by Epiphany Advanced Academy in East Acme.
The big question tonight, do you tend to stay active outdoors or stay inside during the winter? 57% say indoors, 43% say outdoors, Mary on Facebook says, I hibernate. And Mary, I certainly can relate to that. Thanks so much for joining us on Unscripted tonight. Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you next week.